What's up? This your man, Mustache Dave here. This is After Hours with Mustache Dave, and I'm joined today on this beautiful, kind of cloudy, South Florida day with my main man from Miami Flamingos, 1HunnaRounds.
How we doing?
How's it going, man? How's it going? We've been talking for quite some time. You guys are just so busy over there. Who's that behind you?
That's Tony V.
Tony V in the house. So gaming house. All right, we'll talk about the gaming house in just a little bit, but let's get to know who 1HunnaRounds is. So pretty much, let's get into the basic questions. How did you get your name?
Actually, it just comes from I still do. I still listen to like a lot of rap, a lot of hip hop, and like they never say 100. They always just say Hunna. And I don't know. One day I just like tried it out. I used to just play CS:GO pretty casually, and I just tried it out one day. And like in the 3 games I played with the name, people were just like, "Wow, that name looks really cool. Like it looks really good." And I was just like, "Well, okay, we'll keep it."
Yeah, it definitely sticks out. It's a pretty long name compared to the other ones that I'm looking at right here on the spreadsheet. But I love it as well. And hopefully, if you guys do, place, get some money. First place, that's $60,000. You're gonna have 100 rounds to do whatever you want, go to a club or whatnot, and make it rain. So, but give us a little brief background on your gaming history. Kind of, how did you get to this point in your career?
Honestly, so basically I started out, my first game was CS Source, and I just played through Source, not in a competitive way at all. It was just kind of, I was growing up, and that was the first thing on PC that I played. And just last year, like, we had school laptops we had for school, and mine had broke, and my dad had bought me this laptop that I played with on played with it all the way up until through IEM qualifiers. It's actually a really trash laptop, like really, really bad. Like max 30 FPS in PUBG at all times. Like, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And it's kind of where it all started. I just played my way through all the Counter-Strikes, played a lot of CSGO, like 2,000 hours at CSGO, played a little bit of ESEA Open, got up to rank G and ESEA, and found myself to PUBG. I kind of got tired of Counter-Strike. It kind of just turned into the same old thing every game, and it just started to bore me. I just needed like a change of pace. Like, sure, PUBG's a little slow, but it's like a different play style and a unique play style, and that's just kind of where my gaming career took me, I guess.
Yeah. So pretty much you played on a laptop this whole time until right now. Now, rumor has it, or maybe not even rumor, but a lot of people, they say that these custom lobbies, that these pro matches like PUBG Online, Awesome, GLL, a lot of people complain about the FPS. Do you have experience with that, or is it pretty? Are you used to it because you came from that laptop? So pretty much you're trained with that lower FPS, or what do you? Because I've never been in one of these games personally. I just sit on the sidelines and watch it. What's it really like inside those lobbies?
Well, like, of course, at the beginning, like, you're fine. Like, the first 2 circles, like, it's really not a problem. But when things start getting, like, pushed together, everybody's got 3 UAZs to a team. There's 15 teams left. It doesn't matter how many players are up. You might have lost 1 or 2. But usually, 3rd or 4th circle, all the teams still have at least 1 player alive, unless they just got wiped off the rip on a fluke or something.
Yeah.
But when all the UAZs are coming in, your FPS tanks. But like, most people are like, "Oh no, my FPS," but I'm just like, this is pretty normal for me. Like, this is all the time for me.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of an advantage, I would say, just because you kind of trained yourself in the past with that laptop. And congrats to you, because now you're on the desktop, at this game.
Oh, I got the desktop, baby.
Yeah, you got the desktop. It's a major upgrade for sure. Now let's talk about this gaming house. We see it in the background. We see Tony back there cheating on PUBG, playing a little Counter-Strike, whatnot, practicing his aim. But is this your first time in Miami?
Yes, it is actually. I've been to Clearwater. We did some deep sea fishing. And, like, my dad actually lives here in Ocala, but me and my dad and my mom are divorced. So my mom lives in Indiana, and that's where I'm from. And they flew me down here, and I was just like, wow, this is so different. This is so different.
All right, so you've been here for what, like a week so far, or what would you say?
I've been here for like a week and 2 days. Yeah.
All right, so has it been strictly training at the gaming house, or have you had the opportunity to get out and explore South Florida?
I mean, we've explored a little bit, but we're kind of all on the same page of like, let's go make some money first, and then we'll have some fun, sort of thing. Like we're here for business, you know.
I respect that, and some things we just can't say because the org will get upset. I understand. I understand. But so how's it like being in this gaming house? Like, would you recommend this to maybe other teams that are going to IEM that aren't in a house or some type of boot camp environment right now? Like, is it a complete change from just being at your house by yourself and now you're with all your friends, your teammates, your squad? I mean, what's the difference here, and is it beneficial? Like, what would you say?
I mean, absolutely. Like, anytime that you can. Because over like Discord or TeamSpeak or whatever you use, like if you and your teammates bicker, it being in the same room, it's so different. It's so different. Everybody's so much more calm and composed because you know you're sitting right next to that person. Like, you guys can have a full like face-to-face conversation about mistakes that are made. Like, we like to keep notes and like we'll keep down like continuous mistakes that we're making. Like, we're all here under the same house. We eat together, we sleep at the same time, we wake up at the same time. We're doing everything together, and I feel like that synergy just makes us 10 times better in game. Like, because I wouldn't say it like increases your skill per se, but just like your synergy would be the word I would use. The synergy is just so much better.
Yeah. So who's that behind you then? Who's that popping in?
That's Zentrix.
Zentrix. All right.
And then next to me is that Coco.
Oh, I can't. You gotta scoot the lens a little further over. A little. Okay, I see him. All right, nice. And you got some party balloons back there. Okay, I'm liking this. So, give me a picture, or just paint me a visual of just a typical day in the gaming house from. I mean, you kind of touched on it, you eat together, you eat the breakfast, all that good stuff. But what's your typical schedule looking like, just as far as training for IEM?
Well, we'll sleep like usually we'll. I mean, we're all teenagers or a little bit above teenagers. We like to sleep in a little bit. Mm-hmm. We're up late playing usually. We'll sleep until about 11, 12 most days. We'll wake up, get some coffee and tea or some cookies or something. Our GM's wife usually makes everybody eggs or like just something to eat. Yeah, she cooks all the meals for us. She's awesome. All
right. So okay, keep going. You have more to say?
Yeah. We eat, and then basically right after that, it's right down to business. We start playing. It's go time.
It's go time. So if you guys do take that stage and make your speeches, you're definitely going to have to thank your GM's wife for those eggs every morning.
Oh yeah, sure. All the eggs, baby.
All the eggs. She'll be upset if you don't. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
She makes the best food. Argentinas make the best food.
So we'll touch on a little bit of IEM. We'll take a break and then dive a little deeper into the IEM kind of thing.
Sounds good.
A lot of teams right now and a lot of people out there, I'm not gonna lie, they were upset that the Miami Flamingos took this spot. You guys are kind of like this wild card. No one really has their finger exactly on this squad. You performed a little bit in the PUBG Online Opens. We saw you preseason 3 GLL, something like that. You guys, got a couple kills, placed or whatnot. But I mean, do you think this is an advantage? Just the simple fact that people just don't know who you are. I mean, what do you think?
This is how we all see it. So we're coming into a tournament with a lot of big names, and I'm not saying we're not a big name, because in South America, Miami Flamingos are like the Cloud9 or the Optic of South America. Like, they're very well known in South America. But now that they've moved their PUBG team to America, Like nobody really knows who we are here.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, that's an advantage for us, because if we just come out and we place top 3, top 5, everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, who are these Miami Flamingos guys? Like, they must be playing well. Like, who are they? But if we don't, I feel like the pressure is more on the higher tier teams, like the Cloud9, the TSM, with all the big names, because everybody knows them and are expecting them to win or show out, you know?
Yeah.
Not saying we're not going to, because we have full intentions of doing so. But, yeah, I feel like that takes a little bit of pressure off of us, because not everybody is underestimating us. I can already tell you from chats and Discord, like, everybody's upset that we got that spot, that we outperformed like a lot of other big teams that were expected to make it.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We like that we're the dark horse, because we can really do something here. Like, we can really surprise and shake up the scene. Like, who are these Miami Flamingos guys, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm from Miami myself, South Florida, born and raised. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to be on your sideline, just simply because you're my home team and all that good stuff. So, I mean, I want to see you guys upset some of these bigger orgs. I kind of like that mindset that you're in, that, you know, these orgs, they have a little more pressure on them. You guys definitely have pressure as well. But, I mean, you guys know at the end of the day, you're still going to be a squad, and you're just proud that you guys are here on the stage to perform in front of such a large crowd. So I like that mindset.
It's pretty crazy, actually, because, like, I don't know if you knew or not, but me, Tony, and Zentrix, and then we had another random fourth, were actually on the roster previously. Yeah. And we actually had a roster split where Zentrix and Tony went their way, and me and the other player went our separate ways. He was actually my friend in real life, and I tried to have faith that he could, like, be at the same skill level, but he just kind of fell off. So, and then one day we were just talking again. We were like, I had actually joined another team called Superior Genetics, which had Dat Coco on it.
Oh, okay.
And then that roster split as well. And me and Coco talked to Tony and Zentrix, and we're like, do you want to run some games, see how it goes? And then 3 days later, we qualified for IEM. So.
Wow. So you guys. Yeah. Wow, that's an amazing story, actually. And brand new. You took the spot, and now you guys are pretty much practicing, boot camping, living together, eating them eggs, and hopefully
eating them eggs.
Keep that momentum going, and IEM's coming up real soon. Wow, if you guys do take first place, this story is going to be an amazing one. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Oh, I know. We're ready.
You're ready. You guys are ready. You guys have that fire in your stomachs, I can tell. But 100 rounds. We're going to take a quick break, throw it to our sponsors or whatnot, and then we'll be right back. A little more IEM talk, a little strategy talk, and then you'll give us a shout out, let people know how they can follow you or whatnot. So we'll be right back.
Good.
This is Mustache Days After Hours. Stay tuned. Luxury. Gold. Diamonds. This video is sponsored by Fraser Yachts. Buy yours today. Do you have $20 million and want to spend it all on one purchase? Well, today's your lucky day. If you're rich, if you travel to Paris 3 times a year, if you own your own island, this yacht is for you. Mustache Dave proudly presents, sponsored by Fraser Yachts, the one, the only galaxy of happiness. You can own it today. 4 jacuzzis, 2 flags, 3 different types of satellite technology on board navigation, 1 indoor tennis court, 4 king-size bedrooms, 23 windows in the shape of a circle, and not to mention the 35 different high-end gold-plated luxurious light switches on this yacht. Yes, gold-plated. This yacht is the top of the line. This yacht will travel at speeds of 55 knots per hour on cruise control. Like I said, if you have your own private island, if you have $20 million that you want to spend today on the most luxurious item possible known to man, Galaxy of Happiness is the size of 2 great white whales combined. If you see a whale, run it over. That's how rich you are. Eat that whale for dinner. If you do, go to Frazier.com. Make sure you use promo code MustacheDave after hours with Mustache Dave for a 20% discount. And also call Teddy Jean at FrazierAutoYachts.com. Mention Mustache Dave. Thank you.
Yeah, he does have a push to talk.
What's up, Tony B in the house?
What's up, my man? How are you?
How's it going? Get the 2-for-1 special. You gotta adjust the camera a little bit. I can only really see your forehead. There you go.
Sorry, is that the chair is fucked up, so I can't raise it, and 1HunnaRounds is literally like 6'8", 6'7", so.
Dude, 6'8"? Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
All right. How's it going, man? How's it going?
It's going good, bro. I woke up like an hour ago, so I'm still kind of zombie mode, as my face can give away.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And like I was mentioning to 1HunnaRounds, I'm going to be in your corner just because got to represent Miami, you know?
Yes, sir.
So now that I got you here, what type of preparations is Tony V doing? What's he going through on a daily basis to train for IEM?
What are you doing, you trash can?
Hold on, I'm having a conversation.
Oh, just answer this one question. This one question before you have to go.
Yeah, it's just one question. Well, how I've been preparing is mostly just sleeping at the gaming house, playing at least 8 to 10 hours every day, just grinding MM, about to get top 10 in MM with my team, trying to correct the little mistakes that we make, because there's going to be mistakes there no matter what. It's just a matter of correcting them and learning from your mistakes, and there's always room for improvement, you know?
Yeah, great, man. But I do see you're back there cheating on PUBG, playing CSGO.
Yeah, I mean, I was bored, so I was like, I'm just gonna go aim battle people.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. Keep that trigger finger, on point. Well, man, I wish you the best of luck. Is there anything else you want to maybe shout out to your fans out here before you move on with IEM?
I hope I can make you guys proud out there. I'm gonna try my hardest, and I'm gonna keep practicing no matter what happens, even after IEM. I'm not gonna get let down with whatever happens there. I know it's only the beginning.
Great, man. I appreciate that. I hope your fans do appreciate that, and they're going to be rooting for you guys as well. We got the pink flamingos in the house, dude. You guys rock.
Thanks, man. Thanks for taking the time. I'll talk to you later. Here.
All right, Tony.
Yo.
Hey, what's up? We're back. This is After Hours with Mustache Dave, joined by 1HunnaRounds, making it rain after IEM. I already know.
Let's go.
Now, Tony said you're 6'10". How come you don't play basketball?
You told him I'm 6'10". 6'8". 6'7", debatably 8, gaming powerhouse.
6'7"? I'm 6'2", man, and you're 6'7". I'm not going to lie. Whenever I'm in an elevator with the guy who's taller than me, I'm a little intimidated. So it happens. So what do you do? With your tallness, like how do you use that to your advantage? Does that come into play with PUBG?
Not really, honestly. The only thing that I do, most players don't. Most players are either arm or wrist, like when they're aiming. Mm-hmm. But I'm like a mixture of both. Like I'm both. I don't know if that's a tall thing or just a me thing, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have that longer arm. I mean, all seriousness, right? Your arm's longer. So you made a great point. Most players are either arm, and for people that don't know, that means their arm is just kind of off the desk, if I'm correct, right? Like they kind of keep it off the desk and move the whole mouse in one giant movement. And and then the wrist, of course, your arm's on the desk and you're just flicking your wrist all day.
Flicking the wrist, baby.
Flicking the wrist, with that Rolex. But
yeah.
But so what's your style then? Your style is kind of both of them. How does that work?
Well, like most people are either like just their wrist, like they'll have a high sense, usually higher sense players play with just their wrist. I actually play on a super high sensitivity, like compared to anybody else that I've played with. I also do that in Counter-Strike. Like I play on kind of a stupidly high sensitivity to most people, but yeah, it's just I feel like that in a way, if you train yourself to know how to use that high sensitivity to your advantage, it gives you that advantageous like aiming like speed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. I mean, you just adapt to that, that sensitivity, because of course, the faster you are to maybe turn around on a guy that's shooting you, the better your chances are of leveling the playing field. So, talking about sensitivity, all that stuff. What is yours at?
Oh man,
if you had to guess, we don't need the exact number.
My in-game sensitivity, because there's different sensitivities for each of your scopes and everything like that, but on average, it's about 65.
Okay, 65. Now, it's kind of off-topic question, but kind of still sensitivity and whatnot. Do you ever see PUBG professional players bringing a controller to a LAN event? I mean,
no.
Honest question.
Honestly, absolutely not. And like I've heard, or I've seen PlayerUnknown actually say that he wants to bring crossplay with Xbox in, and I honestly, in my honest opinion, I don't think it would be any sort of fun for any console player that's going up against 1v1 against a PC player, because they've got pinpoint accuracy with their mouse when with analogs. Like there's no way you could possibly snap to somebody like you could with a mouse and spray,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just not an equal playing field by any means. I think it's super like a huge disadvantage for you to use a controller against mouse and keyboard. It's night and day, pretty much.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I just know, the game does accept the controller right now, and like you said, the crossplay possibly in the future. I mean, as far as the game goes in competitive, tournaments, yeah. I don't know how they would work that one out. I mean, separate events. I mean, for dudes that use controllers or whatnot, but
right.
And like many games that use controllers, like I believe Destiny 2, they had a little bit of an auto aim to them enabled with the game. So I mean, I don't want to see that here. I don't want to see that auto aim here, man. But
that would ruin the game, I hope.
Yeah. So moving on, back into it with the IEM talk. All right, you guys, you performed the qualifier rounds. All right.
Right.
You pretty much got a taste. In my opinion, you got a good taste of the competition. Yes, you didn't go against the invited teams, but just that whole kind of, competitive level. I mean, every team that was performing today.
Definitely very good teams in the qualifier, in my opinion.
So out of those teams that made it to the qualified, we have Ghost Gaming, Ronin Esports, Corn Shuckers, formerly known as White Kids, now Wild and Rain. I like that they changed their name because I don't know.
White kids, like what?
I'm not throwing shade on it, but
it's a little edgy.
A little edgy. So my question is, based on the teams that qualified, which one will you guys be looking out for, or which one do you think is your steepest competition, just off of the qualified teams, only the qualified teams?
Honestly, Ghost has a very similar play style to us. Like we've played one another a lot when they played in open, and we play a lot of scrims against them, and their IGL's Profi, and I actually learned how to IGL from Profi. Like when we began playing, like I picked up a lot of his tendencies, a lot of his coordination, a lot of his timing, and most games that we play in, we actually end up meeting at like the same position at like the same time. It's actually pretty crazy. So that's who we're going to be looking out for sure, because we're going to be fighting for the same ground as far as I know. So
all right. So talking about Ghost Gaming and their kind of strategic, outlook on the whole game as a whole. From what I understand, just from viewing them on the sidelines, they like to center a lot. They like to, once that circle pops, they're hauling ass. They're getting out of there. They're going right in the middle. And more or less in a compound, right? But then when the circles shrink and shrink, they look for those bowls inside the terrain.
Yep.
So that's pretty much your same play style, you would say then? I mean, how does that work out? Like you said, you know that they go for that. You know their strats, but you guys kind of adapted the same. So, I mean, you're kind of setting yourself up to always, take fights with these guys. I mean, what do you think about that?
Which we're not afraid to do by any means. Like, the guys sitting around me and me as well, like, I know we've got the aim because we've played against, like, in the scrims and everything. Like, we can for sure win aim battles against big names, big players, like players that you'd be like, oh, they're gonna win the aim battle, no problem.
Yeah.
Like in an honest opinion, like we're not afraid to like back down from a fight. If there's a position that we want and we think that if we take that fight and we win that fight, we have a very good chance of winning the game, we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. And that's just how the game goes. Like, because if we get wiped, we get wiped. Like, damn, fuck, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if we win that fight, we are in the best position to win the game. And when you win a late fight like that, all of your shots are more confident because you just won a good fight against a good team. You're playing smarter because throughout the game, most people aren't fighting. They're hiding, looting. But in my honest opinion, if you're taking like little fights here and there, it keeps you more aware. It keeps you on top of your game. It keeps your game sense way up. It keeps your awareness a lot higher. Like if you're not constantly, but like engaging in battles every now and again instead of just, let's just sit here AFK for 20 minutes and wait.
Yeah. All right. I like that. You like to take the fights just because it just keeps you in the game. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, I guess you can say.
Right.
Your energy levels are high, compared to teams that just play the compounds. I mean, they're just chilling then, right? I mean, they're so comfortable with their areas that, they let their guard down, in a sense. It's kind of where you're coming from.
Right.
I like that.
And obviously, if we've got a perfect position right off the rip, like where we're not going to like try and go out of our way to find a fight, obviously.
Yeah.
But if there's a compound in the dead center on one of those late circles that we know there's like, and we're always watching the chat, if we know they're like a man down or two men down and they're holding that strong a compound, we're going to contest it. Like, no problem. We're going to contest that.
Yeah. All right. Makes sense. Game awareness right there.
Right.
A couple great tips, watching, the kill feed, because, more or less, who's in that center compound, like we've been discussing. So,
yeah,
So just the fact that that there might be a man down makes your odds a little
gives
better.
you that advantage. Yeah,
better.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's the qualified teams. Now, do you guys have an invited team that you might think is steep competition?
I mean, obviously, Cloud9, they're a great team. Like, they're a solid team, but I won't say that. But they play well. They play really well. I mean, you got to give it to them. They have good positioning. They have good shots. They play well together. But at this point, it might just be confidence at this point. But I think we can compete with the best of them. And I think we sort of proved that through the qualifier. Like, although we don't really play well in open or anything like that, we're used to that higher tier like type of play style. So like it's easier to read when you know all the players are going to play just like you, because that's the type of play style that the like pro scene plays. And I feel like because we're an open, like we get caught off guard because it's just random plays sometimes, because it's not always players that know what they're doing or know how to play. So like, I don't want to say they're so bad they're good, but like that's kind of my explanation for that.
They just make unorthodox plays.
Yeah, unorthodox. Yeah, and honestly, I think that gives us a little bit of an advantage too, because we play a little unorthodox and kind of catch teams off guard sometimes.
Yeah, and that's kind of your main contributing factor going into IEM. Not I want to say not a lot of these teams actually know who Miami Flamingos are as far as their play style, their strategy.
They're gonna learn today.
They're gonna learn. Now we're almost done. I want to thank you for sitting there and talking to me. This guy with the mustache or whatnot. Last two questions, whatnot. You kind of made a reference to it. You watch a lot of Profi, right? You learn from him more or less, strategies, whatnot. I'm talking about game rules. Now he's the in-game leader. I don't know, is this a secret or whatnot? Could you let me know kind of what your role is with your squad and kind of, if you guys have roles or you kind of just all spread out? How does that work with you guys?
Okay, so I'm currently in-game leader, so I'm calling most of the shots. Dat Coco is our support. He support / IGL. Like if I make a call and he's got a second opinion about it, like him and I will be the ones to talk about it. Tony B in support, like he's just the one kind of watching our back and I'm sort of IGL fragger, but Tony is like our main fragger. Like he's the guy we want in the good position to take all the good shots. Zentrix also plays a fragger sort of support role. He kind of works with me or Tony, like he stays close by, make sure he's covering our back while we're the one putting down the mad shots sort of thing. And but yeah, we just gotta, as IGL, it's just my job to put us in the best position to where like we have the advantage no matter what.
All right, so it seems like you guys have hard rules, right? You know who's strong at what, and
right.
So like if you guys have like a certain weapon or whatnot, do you guys trade it out to maybe Tony, who's rushing into the buildings or whatnot? Do you make sure he's geared out, or are you guys not at that level yet?
We always make sure to keep whoever's going in first. They're gonna have the best gear. They're gonna have the automatic rifle or the Groza. Usually I love the Car 98. The snipers are my main gun. Like my main gun, no doubt. So like when we're on a hill or like in a position like to where, because they're just positions you don't play without scopes. Like you just can't play some positions without scopes. Like it's not worth your time. But like with positions where we need scopes, like the 8 times is coming to me with the sniper. Like that's just how it happens. Just because that's just what I main. Like I can hit the shots, I can pop the headshots, get the initial pick. And then that's a big thing. Like when we're taking long range fights, like it's usually my job to get the initial pick. Tony's got all the groundwork. He's got the grimy, the guerrilla warfare sort of thing, and I'm just kind of I'm gonna peek you from 200 meters away and headshot you sort of thing.
All right, and before we go, who drives? Who's the main driver?
Dat Coco.
Okay, so if you guys flip, we'll know who did it. Hey, before we go, 100 rounds, give us some shout outs, man. Give the people how they can find you, how they can follow you or not. And I just want to thank you again, man. You gave me tons of information this evening.
No problem, bro. My Twitter is @1HunnaRounds. My Instagram is @1HunnaRounds. My Snapchat is @1HunnaRounds. My name's Cole Robbins. Every social media platform that I have is just @1HunnaRounds.
Great, man. I love it. It's streamlined. It's clean. And Snapchat straight flexing, right? Or is it Instagram straight flexing? Whatever, dude.
Whatever. Yeah, right.
Hey, thanks again for joining me. This has been After Hours with Mustache Shave. Yeah.
Peace.